Standing. Right? So just standing, the feet under the hips comfortably, maybe hip width apart, or whatever feels comfortable to you, toes pointed forward. And lifting tall through the back of the head. We're going to start by lifting all of our toes. So just lift up the toes as much as you can, and then spread them back down. And then one more time, lift up the toes, spread them back down. And then you're going to grab with your toes, grab with your feet, and try to lift whatever you're standing on, whether it's a mat or carpet. You're going to try to lift it up. Right? You're squeezing and lifting. So you feel all of your feet muscles, right? Going like that. Grab and lift, pull up. Yeah, really work those muscles. A really good exercise to do that we don't do very often. All right, and then go ahead and let your feet relax. Good, and then we're gonna start by lifting our heels and breathing. So you're gonna take a nice deep breath as you float the heels up and the arms if you want to, and float the heels back down as we exhale. So taking this moment to kind of lengthen and deepen our breath. Good. Lifting a little higher if you can. I'm getting incrementally higher myself, but it's so incremental. Exhale down. And again. Up. And exhale down. And then you're going to sit like you're sitting in a chair and sweep the arms forward. And stand back up. Right? So kind of like you're sitting into, going to sit down on a chair, arms forward, and lift back up. And again, sit back down, however far you go. And let's do a couple of those together. So we're going to lift up, lift the heels up, exhale down, and sit back as your arms come forward, and stand up, and lift the heels. And lower down and sit back. We just want to get some energy moving, right? Kind of move and warm up our body. So lift up one more time and exhale, sit back. Good. And then when we stand up, we're going to lift our right leg and our left arm is going to stretch up. And then our left leg and our right arm is going to stretch up. So opposite arm and leg. And breathe. I'm just trying to kind of warm up our body a little bit and doing that cross crawl movement. I'm trying to balance better on that side. Hopefully I won't fall over. Okay, just reach. And then we're going to take it into a twist. So if your right leg comes up, your right arm swings back, left arm swings forward, left leg comes up, right arm swings back, or left arm swings back. Right, so just take it a little rotation. Now, if you need to look forward because it's tricky to balance, look forward. But if you can, turn to the side, right? Again, hopefully you're more graceful than I am at this, but I'm getting there. And breathe. Good. And then coming to center, we're going to take it out to the side. So you're just going to lunge and press back up. Lunge to the side and press back up. Now we're going to bring our arms into that. So you're going to cross one arm in front, over the top, one over the bottom, and open. Other one over the top, other one over the bottom. And back. I can't talk. Okay. So just add crossing the arms, kind of pulling them back and squeezing your shoulder blades, right, when you come back. Again, warming up the shoulders and breathe. Good, last one. And coming center, you can let everything relax down. We're going to bring our hands onto our shoulders. Good. And then just close your elbows towards each other and kind of round your upper back. And then lift the elbows up And then bring them back as far as they'll go and lift your chest. And then circle them down and back around. So again, arching the upper or rounding the upper back as the elbows come together and up and then open. Big circles, kind of slow. So you can really move your upper spine and your shoulders. Yeah, slow, big circles. Mobilizing our shoulders and our upper back. And then when you open on this one, go ahead and release the arms and stand in a wider stance. It's called second position, where you want to bring your heels slightly in, right? And kind of widen the legs apart and lower down. And you're just going to bring the hands down to the ground here. And however wide your legs need to be, right? Kind of sitting into this nice wide squat, really open the knees. You want to feel the knees pulling open so they're not coming together. Opening our hip and our low back. And then we're going to start to straighten the legs and go ahead and as you straighten, go ahead and roll up, right? Just kind of let yourself come up to standing. Good. And then bring the legs back together and we'll come to the end of the mat or wherever you want to be. Good. We're going to roll down. So nice breath and then exhale down, letting the head and shoulders relax. Hang here. You may or may not touch the ground with your hands. Doesn't matter, but just let yourself hang and let your knees maybe bend and straighten. Maybe let the head and neck go as well. And then letting your knees be a little bent, we're going to stack back up. Our arms are heavy. Tuck the pelvis under as you come up. So we let everything get a nice stretch in the back. And then when we come up, we're going to roll down again. So tail down. And when we come down, we can bend one leg and then the other. Do a little stretch and hip shift like that. And then center your legs, walk the hands out into pike, down dog, spreading the fingers wide. Lift the tailbone. And you might like to bend one knee and then the other and just sort of shift the body around as you stretch. You might like to rock forward and back. And then we can walk our hands a little farther out into like a high plank or all the way down to a plank if you want, and take a couple deep breaths. Just lowering the pelvis however far it feels right for you right now. Breathe. Then coming down to the mat, bringing our knees down and around to our back. My plant is taking over here. Pretty soon it's going to be shading me all the way across. Okay, so we're going to bring our hips, our feet in line with our sits bones, arms relaxed and everything relaxed on the mat. So take a nice deep breath. And as we inhale, just notice how your low back kind of arches, tailbone tilts down. And then as you exhale, feel the tailbone curl up and your low back press into the mat. And again, inhale, let your back relax and arch. And exhale, feel the tailbone curl up. And again, relax as you come back to that little arch. And then this time we'll bridge on the exhale. So go ahead and curl the tailbone, peel off of the mat one vertebra at a time. And then at the top of our bridge, we adjust our feet if needed. We relax our shoulders, press the pelvis up. And then next exhale, let your spine melt down one bone at a time. Last. And then relax and inhale. Exhale up again. Peel off the mat. Good. And at the top, as we press our hips up and inhale, melt the spine down on the exhale, one bone at a time. Then when the hips come down, we're going to widen the legs a little bit more. So just about the inside edge of the mat. Turn the heels in slightly, just a little bit. So wide-legged bridge, inhale, exhale, peel off the mat here. So at the top of our bridge, going to just imagine you have this big squishy ball between the legs, right? And as you exhale, just going to gently squeeze the squishy ball and then relax on your inhale. So really, your legs aren't moving, just feeling your inner thighs engage, right? And just taking a couple breaths there, pressing the pelvis up. And next exhale, go ahead and let your spine melt down one bone at a time. When your hips come down, we're going to bring our legs all the way together. So try to connect them together as much as possible, wherever they will. And then just inhale. And as we exhale, you're going to think of squeezing your upper thighs together, just at the very top, and then peel off the mat here. Good. So you won't lift as high in your bridge, but at the top, we'll take a few breaths, trying to just squeeze those thighs together a little bit, right? As we exhale, kind of squeeze and feel the pelvis staying lifted. You're going to really feel your inner thighs. You're going to really feel your glutes and your hamstrings. And firing up there. And the next exhale, go ahead and bridge back down. And let everything relax. Let your knees open apart and relax so that your hips can just get a little break and your legs can be totally heavy here. And then if you want, you just float your hips a little bit off the ground, right? And an inch or so. It's not, it's optional. It's optional. You don't have to do that. All right, and then lower the hips down and relax. And then we're going to lift the knees up. Let them sway over to the right. Let your left arm slide along the ground, looking over that shoulder. And then lift the legs, arm back down. Sway them to the left, slide the right arm up and look over that way. And lift the knees up, arm back down. So we're going to make sure our legs are back in line with our sits bones, our feet, and then just bring your arms to the ceiling. So palms are facing, shoulders are relaxed, just hanging out there. Inhale, gently imprint your low back into the mat. Exhale, float your right leg up. Inhale the foot back down, keeping shoulders relaxed. Exhale the left leg up. And just gently pulling your low back into the mat. Inhale down, exhale, right leg lifts. Inhale, lower, exhale, left leg lifts. And you can continue at this pace just feeling your shoulders nice and relaxed, feeling this coming from your core, or you can speed it up a bit. If you want more challenge, you can go into a little quicker pace, but make sure your shoulders stay relaxed, your low back kind of in the ground, right? So you're not letting it arch too much anyway. And breathe. Toe taps. Feeling that coming from our core. And then whatever leg is up, bring your other leg up, hug your knees, pull them in, relax your body, rock around. Oh, and then curl up into a ball. So bringing our head towards our knees, clasp your hands behind your head, lie your head back down. I'm going to keep your legs here. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift our head and try to bring our head towards our knees and our knees towards our head, right? So curling, lifting, and then relax back down. Good. And again, as you exhale, head and shoulders lift. Try to bring head toward knees, knees toward head. Lift the tailbone off the ground. And relax back down. And one more time. Exhale up. Really curl in. Lift that tailbone. And relax. Head and shoulders down. And then we're going to take our legs, bring our legs into that tabletop position and bring your legs together. Extend the arms out from your shoulders and take the legs over to one side. As you anchor your shoulders, exhale them back to the top. Inhale them to the other side. Exhale back. Now, if you want more challenge, straighten your legs and do this, right? Or straighten them more if you want, or keep them bent side to side. Legs to the side and back. Keep them together. And then we can take that into a little circle. So whatever side you're on, take them to the side. Take the legs away from you a little bit and around to the other side and back to the top. And then reverse or alternate your circle around out to the other side and back. Knees bent, legs straight, whatever works for you. Just a little circle, side to side and away. And breathe. Little baby corkscrew. And then when you come back to the top, go ahead and bend your knees, hug your knees in for a moment. Just take a little break, hug your legs and rock your body. And then we're going to bring our hands behind our head again, clasp the hands, legs up into that bent knee tabletop. Flex your feet. Inhale. As you exhale, press head and shoulders up, extend through your right heel, right? So at whatever angle your leg goes. Inhale, lie back down, bend knee. Exhale, extend through the left heel, press up. Inhale, lie back down, knee bends, right? So finding the angle that feels right for you, legs nice and straight, press up, extend. Inhale, down. Or breathe however you want. Just make sure you're breathing. Good. Then we're going to add a little rotation. So if you extend through your right leg, you rotate to the left, come center and down. Press up, extend through the left leg, turn to the right, back to center and down. Press up and rotate and down as you inhale. Crisscross, right? So take it lower down and then come back up, cross and lower down, come back up, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Good. And just going till you feel even on both sides. And then relax down. Release your head, grab hold of your feet. If you're able to hold your feet either on the inside or outside, wherever you can hold on, pull those knees kind of down toward the ground and just rock your body side to side. You just want to come into a little happy baby rock here. And then if you want, you can straddle the legs more and maybe open the hips more. Straighten the legs more if that works for you, and do a little rock that way. Feeling a little massage on our back here. And then coming center, we bring our feet together and knees are open. Hold on to your left foot, stretch your right arm and leg out, reaching through your heel, big stretch. Pull the right side together, stretch the left arm and leg out, reaching through the heel, stretch. And then we'll stretch both arms and both legs out, the feet flexed, and just do a side to side stretch here. Okay, reach through one side and then the other. Reach and relax, reach and relax. So we feel our shoulders and our hips shifting up and down. Relax everything. Open the feet a little wider, legs a little wider, arms wider. So you're in making a big X. Take one arm over to the other and reach for that hand and stretch as far as you can, keeping your leg in the same place as you reach, right? Spiraling our body. And then coming back onto our back and to the other side. Stretch. Good. And then bringing ourselves onto the back again. Go ahead and bend your knees and bring your feet on the ground. Curl up, reach your arms. If you need to hold on to your legs to help you up, go ahead and do so. Come up to sitting. And we'll lift our sits bones here with our legs in front. Bring the pelvis forward. Stretch over the legs. You might want to just kind of let your body weight relax here to start with, and then you can do whatever you'd like to do. If you can always have a strap or something too, if just handy to help you if you like. Right? We don't stay here too long, but always feel free to just use a strap or something when you want to help you with that little assist. Then we'll sit up tall and start by letting the knees be a little bit bent so that you can lift your spine nice and tall, right? So we want to focus on that, and then see how straight the legs will go or how far the knees will go down. But really emphasize that lifting of the spine, and then reach the arms forward, palms down. We're going to lengthen tall, and then lift the left arm up by the ear. Lift, and then bring that arm back. Again, lengthen the spine and lift the right arm up by the ear. So we're really working our back muscles here, right? And then bring that arm back. And then lengthen and lift both arms up by the ears. Really feel your spine lifting taller as you lift those arms. And then bring them back in front. Palms face each other, lift tall, and then take your left arm out Follow it back. So keep lifting as you follow that arm back. We are engaging our back muscles, right? And then bring it forward. Good. Lift tall. Take your right arm back. And bring it forward. Relax your arms, relax your legs and your spine. And we're going to grab hold of our, whatever leg is forward to the screen. Just go ahead and grab underneath that thigh and lift your spine as you inhale. And then as you exhale, round all the way back to the shoulders. Pull that knee in and stretch your legs kind of away from each other. And then on the inhale, we start to straighten that leg. On our exhale, we straighten it all the way to come back up, right? So we're using our arms together. Grab hold of your back leg. Inhale, exhale, round back. Gracefully onto the back, just to the shoulders. Pull that knee in toward your shoulders. Stretch the legs away. And then straightening the leg to roll back. And again, switch to the first leg. Inhale, exhale, round back, shoulders relaxed, stretch. Inhale, exhale. Nice and smooth. And then the other leg. Inhale, exhale, round back. Pull that knee in. Exhaling as you press leg into hands to come up. And then when you come up, reach your arms forward. We're going to add a twist as we kind of do that same thing, basically. Inhale. On the exhale, slide your foot in towards you as you take your elbow back. Follow it back. And then reach arm and leg forward. Exhale up. Lift tall, slide your other leg in as you take that elbow back, follow it back, and then reach forward as we inhale, exhale up. So going back as far as you can, start again with that first side, round back, go back maybe a little further, maybe not, reach forward, and exhale up. And one more. Follow that elbow back. And inhale, reach forward. Exhale, up. Oh. Back to our first leg, straight. So you're going to take that leg straight, holding on wherever you can. Lift it up towards your belly, belly towards your leg. And now we're going to round back, holding onto our leg. Give it a good stretch. And then we're going to rock back up. So you might need to bend your knee to do that, at least a little bit. You might need to hold on to the back of your thigh, rock back up. Same thing, basically, only our leg is straight, right? So pick up the other leg, pull it in, lift, and round back with that leg. Give it a good stretch. And then we're going to rock up again. Again, however you need to do that. Bent leg is easier. Bend the knee and come up. And then switch again. Leg up. Pull it towards you. And round back. And then you can lie your head down this time. Give your leg an extra stretch. Right, so just relax your head and neck, and then maybe flex and point the foot. Move the ankle. Yeah. Give a little extra stretch. And then lift head and shoulders, and we're going to rock up again. So whatever works for you. You might challenge yourself a little bit by keeping your legs straight and then lowering down. And the other leg or second leg comes up, and we Give it a big stretch and then roll back. Give this leg a little extra stretch. Moving that foot, flex and point, circle the ankle. Of course, you can always bend and straighten your knee as well. And then lifting our head and shoulders again to rock up, holding on wherever you need to, bending the knee if you need to, maybe challenge yourself to stay straight and lower down. And we're going to go back to our first leg, and we're going to come back just to our shoulders, right? So we're coming back just to the point where you feel your rib cage on the ground. You're going to pull and then switch. Pull and switch. And using your arms to pull your leg and lift yourself, right? So you're lifting as you pull, right? Helping yourself stay up. Breathe. Single straight leg stretch, it's called. So whatever leg is up, you're going to put your hands behind your head, and then you're going to go into that rotation. So elbow to opposite knee and switch. Elbow to opposite knee and switch. Feel free to let your knees be bent and do regular crisscross. Okay, so I know it can be tricky if you're really tight in the back of the legs. Regular crisscross means your knees are bent, right? So push the air out. Whatever leg is up, bring both legs up, center and lower down and hug your knees. So relax your body. We might just hold on to our knees with our hands and just give our legs a nice stir in the socket. So you just can relax the legs and stir them in opposite circles and let your hip socket get a little movement there, and your feet, the femur in there can just stir around. And then we'll start to rock the body if that's something that works for you. So if you can just do a little rocking on your spine, but if that's not something that works for you, don't. Do a little rock, forward and back, and eventually coming up to sitting. Oh, are we done yet? No. It's one of those days. Okay, we're going to come onto our side. So pick which side you want to be on. I'll move my mat. Whichever side you want to start with. Good. And just start laying on your arm with your legs together, body in a straight line, and your top hand on the ground. So we're going to glue the legs together and take a nice deep breath. As we exhale, we're going to float both legs up, keeping them tight together. Right? And then inhale to lower them down, float them down. Exhale, float them up. Inhale, float them down. More important that they stay really tight together than they lift high. That part doesn't matter. And then relaxing our legs, we're going to do the top half. Inhale, exhale, press into the ground with that arm to lift your head and shoulders up. And then relax down as you inhale. And you don't have to press very hard, just lift up, feel your arms engage, your shoulders engage, and then lower down. Right? Press up. And lower down. Then we'll put it together. So we'll lift the legs and the torso up as we exhale and lower down as we inhale. And press up. Again, the head doesn't have to lift very high, especially if it hurts your neck. Inhale down And exhale up. Inhale down. And then keep your head relaxed on your arm. And we're going to, on our exhale, we're going to float both legs up. And then we're just going to take that top leg up and down. So reach through that leg as you lift and lower back to the bottom leg. Lengthen up and down. Toes pointed forward, right? The bottom leg hovering on off the ground as we lift and lower the top leg. And then when the leg lowers, let both legs relax for a moment. And then we'll exhale the legs up again. So lift those legs as high as you can. And then our bottom leg is going to relax as we hold our top leg there. And then squeeze the bottom leg up. So inhale, relax it. Exhale, squeeze the top of your thighs to lift that leg up. So don't think of squeezing your foot. Think of squeezing the very top of the thighs together. Lift. Squeeze. Relax. Squeeze. Good. And then lift on this one. Stay there. Bend your knees and pull your knees into your chest. So we pull them in and then stretch back out. And then pull in and stretch out. And again, pull in, really stretch in and stretch out. And this time we're going to bend the knees and let them relax down on the ground. So the knees are in a bend there comfortably, and just relax them. And then bring your bottom hand to the opposite shoulder. This top hand's on the ground, and push yourself up and down. So one arm push up, right? Push and lower. Up and lower. Your legs can do whatever they want to do. They might move around. That's fine. Mine are. They might move. They might want to not stay still. And then when you lower down, relax all the way down. We're going to bring our arms straight out from our chest here. Nice if you have a pillow under your head. If you happen to have something handy you can lay on. Just helps to relax your neck. Okay, so you're going to take our top hand, our top arm. We're going to reach it past our bottom arm, kind of stretch, and then you're going to slide it in, and then go as far as you can, and then let your elbow bend to slide that hand across your chest and open out to the back, following that arm. And then lift it up to the ceiling and bring it back, reaching past your bottom hand. So we're going to circle our arm basically. So slide that arm in, let the elbow bend, slide your hand across your chest, open out to the back, and circle it up and back in, and reach and slide the hand towards you, elbow bends, open to the back, and circle up to reach. Now we're going to reverse our circle. So you're going to reach open to the ceiling, following it all the way back, and then bend the elbow to slide your hand across your shoulder and your chest, down your arm. We're just going to reverse that circle and reach, open, and back. Elbow bends, hand slides across the chest, down the arm. One more circle, reach. It feels good in the shoulders, open, right? And bend, and slide that arm down. And you can stay there when you arrive. Go ahead and press yourself up to sitting. If you can do a mermaid or something, a modification of a mermaid type of sit here. Take a side stretch, arm by our ear. You might like to turn your head to look down. Sometimes that feels really nice in the neck and the shoulder, right? In the stretch. And then we'll lift up and cross this back leg across your bottom leg. And you might need this bottom leg to be straight. If you do, you can do that. But hug your knee in, press your hips into the ground, lift your spine. And then we're just going to wrap this hand around, take the same side arm back and spiral back. So take a little twist here. Like keeping the sits bones all the way down, hugging that knee in. Coming back to face forward, we'll take this arm to the inside of that top leg and we'll just twist the other direction. So lengthen and take it that direction, right? So opening to the back. And facing forward, just take a short hip stretch. If you're comfortable just leaning forward over your legs, otherwise you could do a figure four, sitting with this leg crossed over like that. Something, just give that hip a little stretch. And then we'll come up and onto our other side. So aren't you glad we have two sides? Have fun again. All right, laying on the arm in a straight line. And then glue the legs together, inhaling. As we exhale, we're just going to float the legs up, but keep them tight together. And then we float them down on the inhale. And we exhale them up. Inhale them down. Exhale them up. Inhale them down. And then the top half, pressing the head and shoulders a little bit on the exhale. And lowering down on the inhale. Press up. You might want to look down. Might be better for your neck. Inhale down. Exhale, press up. Inhale down, put it together. So we lift the legs and the head and shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Feeling all of our side muscles engaging, right? And exhale, press up. Inhale down. You can keep your head down. Press, just float the legs up and continue the top leg up and down, toes pointed forward, lengthening a little bit through that leg. Bottom leg hovers. Good. Leg doesn't have to lift very high. If your toes are pointed forward, it's harder to lift it, right? It doesn't go as high. That's okay. And then when that leg comes down, just take a little rest, both legs. Good. And then on our exhale, we're going to float both legs up and bottom leg relaxes and squeeze it back up. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze from the top of your leg. So you're really trying to get the very top of the thighs engaged, right? And you're also working your top leg just by holding it up there. Good. This time when you lift it, stay there, bend the knees, pull them in as far as you can, stretch back out, and pull in using our hand on the ground to help support us as we move. Pull in and stretch out. Pull in and stretch out. This time we'll bring the knees in and lay them down in front of us. Take your bottom arm across to that other shoulder and press up and lower down. So a little one arm push up. This side might be harder than your other side. I'm actually pretty sore and tired from my first paddle yesterday. Went out in the kayak, finally. My paddling muscles are out of shape. And then next time you lower down, relax and bring your arms in front of you. You might have something for your head. If you do, maybe a block or a pillow. And then reach that top arm, past the bottom arm, slide your hand in. And then when you can't go any further, let your elbow bend and you're just going to follow it back. Open out to the back and then lift that arm up, circling it back, reaching past your bottom arm, slide the hand, right? You got this circle, right? You know what we're doing. Slide it across, go open to the back. This block is too high, actually. And then circle it back. And again, open to the back, circle up. And this time we're going to reverse our circle. So reaching and then lifting up, open to the back. As far as you can, bend your elbow and slide that hand down. Arm, reach, open. Yeah. And bend. Slide it down. One more circle. I know we could do it all day. Yeah, that's really good. And nice shoulder stretch and arm stretch and all that good stuff. And then when you come back on this one, you can go ahead and press up to mermaid. So finding or some modification thereof. This leg wants to be straight, that's fine. Take a side stretch. I know the knees could be an issue too, so just find what works for you. Take a side stretch here. And if you want just to kind of look down, adding a little more stretch in the shoulder and also helping the neck, right? So and then we'll look and cross this bottom leg, this back leg over, and your bottom leg might need to be straight, or if you can have it bent, great. Pull that knee in, press the hips down, lift the spine, and we'll twist. So take it to the back, pressing the hips into the ground, pull that knee in. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then we'll twist the other way. So coming forward, bringing this arm against the leg, lengthen, pressing into the leg, twisting this direction. And back around to face forward. We're going to come on to our all fours. This is where you might want to have blocks handy. Kind of have them there in front if you want them to support you. So we're going to have our hands on fingers spread wide. Just start by curling the tailbone under, letting your back round. Might like to press your hips back toward your heels and then lift up and come into an arch. So a little bit of a cat-cow, little spine movement here. Rounding. I like to press my hips back when I round and then up. Arch. But you can do whatever feels good to your spine. For this one, we'll come to neutral position and take your whatever leg is forward to the screen. Just open that knee out to the side. That leg's bent, right? And then lower it, and then bring your leg behind you, keeping the leg bent, so you're pressing the sole of your foot to the ceiling. And then bring it down, out to the side. Open, down, lift up to the ceiling. Lower, open to the side, down, lift up to the ceiling. And side, and lift up and take it into a circle. So back and around, down, just kind of circling that leg, circling the hip. And then when you bring the leg down, reverse your circle, just kind of take it the other direction. And then we're going to bring that foot through to in front of us between our hands. Here's where you might want to have blocks, right? So you can have them next to your foot. And if you're able to lift your back leg up off the ground and you want to come into a high lunge, you can. Otherwise, the knee can stay down, lining up the hips with the knees and legs and feet, right? So looking forward, a little stretch here. Really the best hip flexor stretch, right? Anytime you want to lower your back leg, feel free to do so. And then we'll take our hand that's on the same side as that forward knee, and we'll just take a little twist here. So hug the knee in and look over that shoulder. So letting the hip sort of drop a little bit more, right? Feeling that stretch through your hip flexors, psoas there. And then come back around to face forward. Now just straighten that front leg and lean against that leg with your foot flexed. A little runner stretch. Your belly relax on your thigh. And then bring your knee, back under you. And we're going to do the other side. So whatever leg is to the back. You're going to open that knee out to the side. And then lower and then lift it up behind you, sole of the foot to the ceiling, lower, open to the side, down, lift behind, down, open to the side, down, lift, down. And then we're going to take it into a circle, lift up behind you and circle that knee around to the side. Circle the leg with the knee bent. And then we'll reverse that circle. Going to take that foot forward between our hands, and if you want blocks there, if you want to lift your back leg into a high lunge. Yeah, looking forward here so we really feel that stretch, right? In the front of the legs and the front of the thigh. And then you might lower that leg to the ground if it's up, and we'll hug our knee in with that hand that's same side as that knee and twist to the back. So letting the hip drop a bit here. And then facing forward, straightening that front leg and just kind of relaxing on top of your leg with your foot flexed, a little stretch there. And then bring your knee back underneath you. Now, if you want to continue to use blocks, great. Put your hands on them or put your forearms on them, or hands or forearms on the mat. We'll come into a plank. So bring one foot back, other foot back, lift up. I like having the blocks under my hands. It gives them a little padding, and just breathe. And one knee comes to the floor, other knee comes to the floor. You can just move blocks over if you have them, come onto your belly in Sphinx. So elbows under the shoulders to start with. And we're gonna just press our arms into the ground, press the pelvis into the ground, and you're just gonna look up. So look in front of you and kind of look up as you press your pelvis into the ground and your arms, right? So, and then relax everything. And then you're just gonna let your hands stack and put your forehead on top of your hands. Pressing the arms into the ground, we're gonna lift our head and chest and lift our left leg up and lower down. And then pressing into the ground, lift up right leg as you lift your head and chest and lower down. So alternating, left leg lifts as the head and chest press up and lower down. The right leg lifts and lower down. And then you're going to glue your head to your hands and lift your whole torso up and lower down and lift up and lower down. Try to relax your head on your hands. Lift up and lower down and lift up and lower down. And now we're going to lift up and pull your hands apart, bring your elbows in towards your waist. So you're going to draw the shoulders down, draw the elbows in, stay here, lifting up and lower down. And then press arms into the ground to press head and chest up, and now float your arms. And then reach one arm overhead, pull it back in, other arm overhead, pull it in, and reach, and pull in, and reach, pull in, and reach, pull in, and reach. Keep going. Reach. One more. Reach, pull in, and lower down. And then we'll take our own, whatever our own version is of a swan or a cobra, lengthen out and up, press into your hands to lift up. Straighten your arms as much as they will, lower back down. And again, into that extension, lengthen up, press into your hands, lower down. Keep going, lengthen out and up, press into the hands, and lower down. And this time we're going to come up onto our knees. So lengthen out and up, press into the hands, keep going up to your knees, and then stretch back to your heels. So child's pose. Now knees can be apart or together, whatever feels good to you. Maybe your arms in front, but whatever feels good to you, just relaxing and getting that little back stretch after all that work, right? Just a moment. And breathe. All right, and then whenever you're ready to come up, just go ahead and bring yourself up to sitting. Oh, thank you all for coming. I'm going to hit the button here. Okay.